such as the salmon you see there. And then the omega-6 fats, which are very unhealthy. They're found in processed foods in the last 100 years. They've been added to all kinds of things, from cookies, cakes, even many condiments have added omega-6 fats. Now, the avocado shown there is a healthy fat, as is olive oil. They are omega-9 fat. So what you see is we have an imbalance of fat, too much omega-6, too little omega-3. The original ratio for the human body was 1:3 to 1:6 when man lived on a plant diet in the forest. Today, it's 1:20. As much more omega-6 is added into all kinds of processed foods. Now, omega-9, shown at the fulcrum there, is absolutely fine. It doesn't affect the balance, but it is 145 calories per tablespoon. So I always recommend spraying it onto vegetables that you cook rather than using large amounts. Now, omega-3, which we talked about, can be found in fish oil or fish oil supplements, and it promotes normal heart function, normal brain function, normal vision, normal blood pressure, and normal triglycerides. So this is something where you restore the balance of omega-3 and omega-6. You can't get rid of the omega-6 completely, but having the omega-3 fish oil supplements and eating ocean-caught fish will help you balance your fats. Then exercise, very important. I believe in exercise every day. Research shows that exercise is the most important way to maintain a healthy body weight over the long term after you've lost weight. You want to aim to exercise for 150 to 210 minutes a week, which is about 30 minutes a day. Everybody can do that. I often say you have no excuse not to exercise, just 30 minutes a day. And sleep is extremely important. You know, it turns out that if you don't sleep, you eat more the next day to try to wake yourself up. And it turns out that the less you sleep, the higher your risk of obesity. If you only sleep 2 to 4 hours, you have a 73% risk of obesity. If you get the full 7 to 9 hours, no extra risk of obesity, you'll feel better, and you'll have a much better memory and much better activity during the following day as you have more energy. Now, Herbalife was very interested in doing a healthcare professional survey throughout the Asia-Pacific region, and to use these insights to better understand where nutrition knowledge gaps exist among health professionals and the role of public education in addressing nutrition issues. And we believe that this positions Herbalife Nutrition as a thought leader and nutrition expert committed to having people live better lives through the power of good nutrition. So this online survey was sent out to 50 healthcare professionals in each of 5 countries, a sample of 250 people. And the following countries participated: Indonesia, Korea, Taiwan, Vietnam, and Malaysia. And the survey was conducted in May of 2020. Well, what we found was the healthcare professionals across APAC generally did not claim to be extremely confident in their nutrition knowledge. The confidence was highest in Indonesia and lowest in Korea. But the bottom line is healthcare professionals were not confident. And we find this in the US as well. And while the healthcare professionals expressed more confidence in the nutrition knowledge than did the consumers, neither group claimed to be very confident overall, as you can see there. And this is understandable with all of the conflicting nutrition information that's out in the media and the internet. So healthcare providers also don't believe that consumers in their market are well informed on nutrition knowledge. So this creates another problem, since nutrition is so important to good medical care and healthcare. So what we do in Herbalife is we have an amazing program. We have a way of basically being able to use our distributor network around the world to help people learn education about nutrition, to utilize products that they find to be helpful, to live a healthy, active lifestyle. And our distributors are also taught coaching, wellness coaching, and they're encouraging a supportive community. And even in this virtual world today, people are conducting virtual communities and virtual nutrition clubs throughout the world. So I want to thank you for your attention, and I think we're ready to take questions, and I'll stop sharing right here. Thank you.
Dr. Heber, thank you so much. I have been receiving messages from our media guests both on chat and on my messenger, and they're commending your presentation, and they're telling me, in fact, they're asking for some slides copy, and some of them are very excited to ask their questions. They're saying this is very interesting presentation. We just learned about this new information that you have given them. There's a wealth of information from Dr. Heber. So thank you very much, Dr. Heber. Um, so right now we're ready to ask the questions. And by the way, we have more than 40 plus media who have attended, almost 50, because right now we have 62 participants already, Dr. Hebert. That's one of the highest attendance that we have had so far for Herbalife from before and now. I noticed, Dr. Heber, the first time you came here, also in the Philippines, we have about 60 plus participants at the Manila Hotel. And right now, you were able to gather as much participants again. Congratulations. So we will proceed with the question and answer. Brian, please. We have fielded some questions earlier, but there are some still coming up. So question number one, we have, okay, from Shane Carbonell of Manila Times. Because of the current global health situation, the prevalence of physical inactivity and sedentary behavior has considerably increased. How will this affect the general health of the population?
Well, we know that sedentary lifestyle and lack of physical activity are very easily able to cause weight gain. So it's very important for people to make an extra effort both to have balanced nutrition and reduce their calorie intake, and also find ways to do physical activity at home. I exercise every day at home. You don't need a lot of equipment. There are many kinds of exercises you can do simply with your body weight. And of course, using the protein rich meal replacements is an excellent way to control hunger and also build muscle. And I look on the Instagram sites, there are so many people who give free information about exercise. And of course, we have exercise videos produced by Samantha Clayton through Herbalife. So we are very much interested in getting people to exercise and get the adequate protein to control appetite and hunger and build muscle.
Okay, so, okay, thank you, Dr. Heber. Next question, please. So, how do we encourage or promote healthy eating habits given that food options have greatly diminished, especially during lockdown or quarantine? There is a higher intake of processed foods, and people have grown accustomed to food deliveries and takeouts. From Glazil Masculino Daily Guardian. Glazil is from Bacolod in the Visayas.
Well, it's interesting that there are two movements really since the pandemic. One is that because of the economic downturn, these foods that you order are actually very expensive that you order into the house. So many people have started to do more cooking and preparations at home. Our dietitian, Susan Bowerman, and other members of our dietetic advisory board have a number of recipes that they promote, healthy recipes that you can make at home. Bringing in your own foods is often not only economical, but it's also can be a fun hobby to cook your own food and become what we call a foodie in the United States, somebody who loves to cook different recipes, try different food tastes, and of course, use fruits, colorful fruits and vegetables. The processed foods are high in omega-6 fats, they're high in calories, and they do promote obesity. They also have certain flavorings in them that make them addictive, and there are many people addicted to high fat, high sugar fast foods. So that's something we want to avoid and limit takeouts. But healthy food deliveries are okay, but they're expensive, so try cooking at home.
Okay. Healthy food, of course. I remember we can make brownie bites with Herbalife
Oh,
F1 shake, right, Dr.
right.
Heber? All right. So question number three, please. Okay, we often associate food with comfort, and given that a lot of people are are looking for respite during these challenging times. How do we curb emotional eating and prevent mindless snacking due to stress, boredom, and anxiety? Annalyn Law of Volunteers.
Well, now that we're all stuck at home, it's very important to have a daily schedule and a series of activities that you do every day. Eat your meals in the kitchen and leave the kitchen and go elsewhere. Don't hang around the refrigerator. Also, eating at night after 7 p.m. is when people can binge eat more than 600 to 700 calories because stress and anxiety is always worse at night. So you want to stop eating, close up the kitchen, go do something, go for a walk, do something positive at night rather than stress and boredom. You can do reading, relaxation, meditation, find things to do, and that'll keep you from concentrating on stress foods.
Okay. Okay, so number 4 question. Thank you, Dr. Heber. Number 4, please. Many people are not getting enough sleep these days due to anxiety, which is made worse by the ongoing health situation. Sleep affects immune health and metabolism. How can we manage to get a good sleep? From Russell Toledo, Snap and Scribbled.
Very important. Sleep is the fourth part of life after diet and exercise and behavior. The next thing is sleep. Getting enough sleep every night is absolutely critical to maintaining a healthy body weight and also to maintaining immune function. So it turns out that if you get 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night, you have a very little chance of obesity, and also it's better for immune function. If you sleep only 2 to 4 hours per night, you're going to stimulate certain hormones which stimulate your appetite. You're going to be tired and fatigued all day. You're not going to feel your best. So we have a sleep program at Herbalife where we recommend no eating for 3 hours before you go to bed, no work for 2 hours before you go to bed, and 1 hour before bed, turn off your iPhone and all of your computers and other screens because the light that comes into your eye from those devices actually will keep your brain awake. Now, if you wake up in the middle of the night, don't start thinking about things that are troubling you. Just go right back to sleep. Close your eyes, go back to sleep, and make sure that you get 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night.
Okay, take note of that. 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. So I think we have another question, Brian. Question number 5, please. Okay. Okay, how can Herbalife Nutrition help people on their journey to a lifestyle change to avoid diabetes and obesity? I think there's a similar question to that. Angela Abad sent a question how weight loss can contribute to strengthen our immune system also. Okay, so Dr. Heber.
Sure. Well, it's interesting. You can provide the products, but that's really the beginning of the story. What's unique about Herbalife is what we call the distributor difference. And our distributors are wellness coaches. So what they do is they help people on this journey to lifestyle change. And this takes a period of time, takes encouragement, it takes communication, and we train our distributors now on wellness coaching. And as people's exercise, eat balanced nutrition, do all the other things about a healthy lifestyle, this will help them avoid diabetes, obesity, and maintain healthy immune function. So we are really proponents of helping people change their lives one person at a time all over the world.
Okay. So question number 6, please, Brian. Okay. With the level of uncertainty nowadays, stress affects everyone and can cause strong emotions in adults and even children. Social distancing and isolation, although necessary, can make people sad and anxious. What are the healthy ways of coping with stress, or some tips that can help us manage or look after our mental health?
Well, this is actually the topic of my Instagram posts all this week. I've done 2 of them. And the first thing I did was to describe what is the stress reaction. Why do we have stress? Well, we have stress because it evolved to activate our brains in case there was a threat to our survival, like a tiger was going to jump on you and eat you. Well, today we don't have a lot of tigers jumping on us, but we have a lot of stresses of daily life. And those stresses activate a system in your brain that makes your pulse beat rapidly. You have sweaty palms. You might have a dryness in the throat. You might have muscle tightness, gastrointestinal upset, lots of symptoms of stress. And what you have to do to reduce stress is really set up a schedule where you have your balanced nutrition at the same times every day, even while we're isolated. You have a time to exercise through walking or exercises you do with body weight. Meditation is very good. Yoga is very good. Of course, adequate sleep is very good, as we've talked about. And do some reading or do some things to expand your brain. These are all things that will help you reduce stress, because when you're stressed, your thinking brain turns off. So the more you can use your thinking brain, you can cope with that stress better. And a famous jazz musician once said that don't worry about the things you can change, because you can change those. Don't worry about the things you can't change, because you can't change those. So basically, don't worry. So worry is kind of tumbling these ideas over in your brain, and this causes chronic anxiety and stress, which can have very bad effects on the body. If you want to learn more about stress, you can check out my Instagram site this week.
Okay. We have more questions, Dr. Heber. I think we have time to accommodate some of them. Here from C. Cisneros, got about Princess. She's asking, what consists a healthy breakfast? There's a similar question actually from Adra Gatchalian, who's also a blogger. Is it okay to replace breakfast with a glass of Herbalife? Is this okay even for acidic people? Yeah.
Acidic, okay. Well, let me take one question at a time. You know, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And I start my day every day with an Herbalife protein shake because it's convenient and it's quick. You know, at breakfast, a lot of people just have cereal with a little bit of milk in the United States, or maybe you have some congee and a little bit of vegetables. That's not enough protein. So you need somewhere between 20 and 25 grams of protein to start the day. And I make delicious shakes. I add in various kinds of frozen berries. Some people like to use bananas. I often do that. When I travel, I take the shakes with me. They're very convenient. And that way I have energy all morning long. I like to exercise in the morning as well, and that gives me the energy I need to exercise. And then by doing that, you are really correcting the biggest deficit that people have, which is not having enough protein for breakfast to keep from being hungry. And if you eat one of those low protein breakfasts, like a piece of bread or a little bit of rice, you're basically going to be hungry 2 hours later. Whereas if you have the high protein, you won't be hungry for hours. And it also will help build your muscle.
Okay. Dr. Heber, we have a very interesting question here from Mr. Vince Samson of Asian Journal. Can the good doctor share his daily exercise regimen? He looks fit and healthy, which is, you know, Dr. Heber, I was watching your blog over Facebook, and you look so fit now. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm 72 years old, but I exercise every single day. And I exercise for about an hour. I do stretching and rolling. And I actually did one of my series on my Instagram site is about how I do my exercise every day. So I start with the lower body. I use stretchy bands, which are very inexpensive. I do sidewalks, walk forward. I do hip raises. I do what's called a fire hydrant. And then I do leg extensions and a leg press. I also then do my upper body. I do a chest press, I do biceps curl, triceps pull down, I do triceps pull down with a rope, which is very, very good. And I also intersperse with high intensity interval training by walking on a treadmill. You walk as fast as you can for about a minute, and then 30 seconds, you rest, and then you do another minute. You do that 5 or 6 times, you burn a lot of calories. So it's very good to stay active, and I think exercise is a great regimen. It's also a great stress reducer. And I also, before I do that every day, I meditate for 10 minutes. So I have a 10-minute meditation practice that I do where I concentrate on my breathing. so that I just let all the thoughts that are bothering me go away, and I just calm myself down over about 10 minutes, and then I do my exercise, and it's very, very relaxing.
Okay, we'll accommodate one more question. Sorry, because we're going to be having another quiz, as I mentioned, for the media. So one more question, Dr. Heber. Is it possible to be malnourished while being obese?
Oh, yes, absolutely. You know, what happens with aging is that people lose muscle over time. Usually starts around age 30 to 40. As they become less active, they lose muscle. Every pound of muscle burns 14 calories per day. So if you have 100 pounds of lean, you burn 1,400 calories. 150 pounds, you burn 2,100 calories. So as your calories go down, eating the same amount of food, you gain fat. And as you gain fat, you reduce your muscle. So it's very possible to be malnourished and not have adequate nutrients coming in. As a matter of fact, about 75% of people don't get enough fruits and vegetables. Many people don't get enough vitamins and minerals because they don't eat those fruits and vegetables where you find the vitamins and minerals. So you can be malnourished, and it's what we call the hidden hunger, where your body is missing the necessary vitamins, minerals, and essential amino acids that the body needs. So you need high quality protein, fruits and vegetables, vitamins and minerals, fish oil to rebalance the omega-3 and omega-6 fats, and fiber. And that's a total program, and it's what we call our global nutrition philosophy.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Heber. We're going to be testing what our media friends have learned today. So we have fielded some questions. So are you guys ready? So ready with your keyboard and all. So we'll have the questions for the media, and the person who will be the first person to answer the question correctly will win. Brian, they're going to win a fruit basket that will be delivered directly to their homes. So we have 3 questions. We're going to flash the question on screen. You can answer by sending your answer to Lorena, whose name appears as Q&A. So there. Okay, first question, please. Are you guys ready? Okay. There you go on screen. The first question is, give us 2 causes of obesity in the Philippines. Okay, send in your answer to our chat box directly to Q&A. Please send your answers directly to Q&A. So the person who will answer the question correctly, the first person to answer it correctly will win a fruit basket that will be sent directly to their house. Okay, so do we have answers? Let's see. Just two answers. Okay, they're different. I believe in the early part of the presentation of Dr. Heber, he mentioned that those. Okay, so for the next question, okay, what percentage of protein should we aim to consume daily? What percentage of proteins should we aim to consume daily? Okay. Okay, we have answers, and they're just keep coming up with your answers and send it to Q&A. All right, so I'm seeing some answers coming in. Okay. Next, we have the third question. How many minutes of exercise should we target in a week? How many minutes of exercise should we target in a week? Okay, send in your answers. Okay, so just send in your answers. We'll let you know of the winners. Hopefully, um, within the day, we'll send you the winners for this quiz. We'll let you know. So keep sending those answers. All right. So thank you once again for joining us, Dr. Heber. We have a very wonderful presentation. We have learned a lot from you, and we're looking forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much, Shidar, for giving us this chance to be with Dr. Heber. Thank you so much, Marie. Thank you, Herbalife Nutrition Philippines. And thank you to our media guests for this morning. I think more than 50 we have more than 51 media attendees today, this morning. And we'll see you all again to our next event from Herbalife. Looking forward to see you guys. Thank you, Dr. Heber. Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.